Hi, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. Yeah, hello, say hi. So yeah, today is going to be, we've just got up as you can see, got no makeup on. I've already done my hair though, so we got up early so I could get that done. But today is going to be a video all about the 10 things that I wish I knew about postpartum, because I was looking at my diary, because I did a diary of the first few months, just like everything that happened to me, and I was reading it back the other day, and I was like, so much of that stuff it had gone from my head. Like, as soon as I read it, it all came flooding back, but I was like, because I wasn't going to do a video on this, because obviously he's 9 months, it was quite a while ago, but reading it back, I was like, because I was thinking to myself when it was happening, why did no one tell me about all this? Why would no one have said, like, of all this stuff that's happening, this is what's going to happen to you? But I'm like, because I think most people forget. So I wanted to do a video so if you're a first time mum, or even if you're a mum who's had kids before, but just to refresh your mind. So yeah, because I think it's really good, because I was always so prepared for labour, always so prepared, wait, he wants to go down, always so prepared for the pregnancy part, but I think it's really good to if you can see the washing behind it, it's really good to be prepared for after you give birth. So this video is going to be about the 10 things I wish I knew about postpartum. So I wanted to just bring Akin in this video to say hello. And then yeah, so I'm just going to sit down and just talk to you all about the 10 things I wish I knew, because there's so much things, like I said, that I just forgot about, and reading it back I was like, seemed so important at the time, and I wish someone had told me about it, just so I could know that that's normal, that it's all going to be okay. So yeah, so that's the aim of the video today, so keep watching. Hi. So this video today, like I explained earlier, is going to be all about postpartum. So I feel like when you're pregnant, you're so prepared for being, for the birth, you're so prepared for when you actually are pregnant, what to eat, what not to eat, what to do. So, but I feel like after you've had your baby, it's so overwhelming, and you don't even think past then sometimes. When I was pregnant, I was just so excited about being pregnant, so excited about the birth, and then you just completely forget that after you've had birth, that is actually probably the hardest part. So this video is just about 10 things that I wish I knew before I gave birth. And at the same time, I feel like, because what I did early on, like I said earlier, I just wrote everything down in the first few months because it was quite therapeutic for me. And I was reading back the other day and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. So I was like, no wonder people didn't tell me these things, because they probably forgot about them. So this video is just a refresher. So maybe if you haven't had kids before, I hope this will help. And even if you've had kids before, like myself, you just forget about a lot of stuff. So I hope this helps in some way. So number 1, I want to talk about bleeding. I knew that you bled after giving birth, but I didn't realise how much bleeding you do. So I bled for about a good few weeks, and you don't realise how much it is heavy, and you get blood clots, and that's all normal, because obviously your uterus is shrinking back down to size, and obviously there's so much blood. You have 50% more blood when you're pregnant, and then also there's so much blood around the baby, so it's all got to come out. So that's absolutely normal. And then the second thing I want to talk about is engorged breasts. Oh, at first when I had him, I think for actually probably about the first month, my boobs were so heavy, so sore, and it's something that I had no idea about. I didn't realise your boobs they like double in size, and they're just so hard. So that's something that, if it happens, it's just something that is absolutely normal, and it does get better. Like I said, for me it probably took about a month and it got better. And then the third thing I want to talk about is breastfeeding. So for me, I feel like it came quite natural. It wasn't too hard, but at the same time, it was still sore and difficult at the beginning. My nipples got really sore. I think every woman gets sore nipples, because obviously at the beginning, your baby's learning to latch, you're learning how to breastfeed properly, and it's obviously, if your baby's sucking on the nipple and not the boob, it's gonna get sore. And it is, my nipples were really sore. But what I would say is, this is what someone told me, which was so helpful. If you think about your baby, think about, you know, the Pac-Man face. So it's like really wide mouth. That is how your baby's mouth needs to be. It needs to be really wide and then grab onto the boob, not the nipple. So what she said to me is, you think it's called breastfeeding, it's not called nipple feeding. So if you just think like that, that really helped for me. So yeah, breastfeeding at the beginning was quite sore, but it wasn't, he latched quite good, to be honest, and I didn't find too much of a trouble, but it was still at the beginning, like I said, the first month and everything is just the hardest, but it gets better, trust me. My nipples and do not hurt at all now. And also I had a blocked duct at probably the first 2 weeks. I had my milk duct got blocked and it was so sore. And then the only thing that I could do to make it better was I just massaged it with my hand in like a circular motion, then put some ice. But once you massage it and put your ice, it's good to get your baby, if they're ready to feed, get your baby onto the boob so it releases the blocked. But obviously if your baby isn't ready to feed yet, just either express it or just use your hand to pump the milk out, and that way it eases it. But yeah, since I've been feeding him, breastfeeding for 9 months, and throughout them 9 months I've only ever had 3 blocked ducts, and the first one was so sore, but the second were fine, just like I rubbed it a little bit and it went in like a day. So the fourth thing I want to mention is how emotional you are. Oh my god, like it is crazy. Like I don't feel like anyone can prepare you for how you're gonna feel after giving birth. It's so overwhelming. So yeah, it's amazing. Obviously you got this gorgeous baby, but at the same time you're sore, everything, your hormones are all over the place. And for me, honestly, I don't feel like I actually got back to my true self for about, I would say about 4 months. And then you still feel a little bit emotional, I did, but honestly, it is so normal. You're gonna feel emotional, your hormones are all over the place. I know it's so annoying because if you weren't hormonal enough throughout pregnancy, you get it, I think you get it worse afterwards. So just expect it. It's absolutely normal. Every woman goes through it. I don't think there's something wrong at all. It's absolutely normal, I promise you. So the fifth thing I want to mention is your belly. No one told me that after you give birth that you still look pregnant. I looked about 6 months pregnant after I gave birth. So if your belly has no woman's belly goes back to normal after giving birth. I feel like I was so unprepared for after the birth, so unprepared. I had no idea about any of this. No one told me, but like I said before, I think you just forget and you just assume that they'll be fine. But it's so good to know. It's so helpful just to know that other people have been through the same thing and then they're fine afterwards. Obviously your uterus is contracting back down to its original size. So even when your belly goes a little bit flatter, it was like, it felt really soft and quite jelly, but I have to say now it's not exactly back to how it was, but it's almost, my belly is almost how it was before I gave birth. I think it probably took a few months and then it got back to sort of how it was before. It doesn't stay that jelly soft feeling, because when I had that I was like, oh no, it's like, does this actually go back down? But it does, so that's I hope that helps. And then the sixth thing I want to talk about is going to the toilet. Honestly, this is something that I think I found the hardest, I have to admit, because you're so sore down there. I had stitches down there. The thought of even just weeing, sort of pushing when you're sore down there just feels, it was the worst. I hated it. I was so like scared to go to the toilet, but obviously you have to. And what I wish someone did tell me is, I know it's common sense, but after having a baby, you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about a lot of other things. So I wish someone told me that drink a lot of water and eat well. Obviously, I know that's common sense, but I just didn't think that. And it just helps with going to the toilet, because if it's sore and you have to push really hard, it just makes everything worse. So that is one, like, I would say that's the top tip I have for anyone. Just drink lots of water and just eat well, and it does help, I promise you. So the 7th thing that no one told me about postpartum is how dehydrated you get. So if you're breastfeeding, your breast milk is 90% water. So you are so thirsty and you just get dehydrated so fast. So make sure you drink lots of water, and it just helps so much with how you feel. It just helps with, obviously, again, like what I was saying last time, just going to the toilet. It really does help, I promise you. So the 8th thing no one told me about postpartum was how uncomfortable it is just to move around and just do things you thought were your everyday activities. So when I got home, I tried to just wash up, and that was so sore. And then also just changing his nappy because I had to bend down. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this video because he just woke up, so I'm gonna try and get him back to sleep. So yeah, he's okay. So yeah, the 8th thing, like I said, was just how sore just doing your everyday activities are. So when you get home from hospital, don't try and be a superwoman and try and do loads of stuff, because it's not worth it, and you can easily rip your stitches, and it's just, your body's mending. So just take it easy, just get someone to help you out. And like I said, even just sitting hurt. So it's just, your body is just getting back to normal. And honestly, it probably took me, like I said, about a good 3 months for my body to feel back to normal as well. And yeah, so it is just something that you just need to take it easy, and it's so normal. And then the 9th thing I want to talk about is your pelvic floors. So this is why it's so important to do your pelvic floors while you're pregnant and to do them afterwards, because obviously you've had a heavy baby in there, your pelvic floors just get really weak. So you're gonna say, if you sneeze, if you cough, just you leak easy. So if you do your pelvic floors and do them afterwards, it really does strengthen them and make them stronger. And you might have a baby and it might just be, you might not get any leakage and stuff, but most women do. So I recommend just making sure you're doing them pelvic floors, and if you do have leakage and it is just normal, that's just a part of it. You've had heavy baby in there, and that's just something that most women get. But yeah, like I said, just very important just to work out your pelvic floors. And it's never too late either. Even if you didn't do them while you're pregnant and you didn't do them afterwards, just start them now. And it's something that really every woman should do every day, because it helps just obviously when you have babies, and even just helps when you get older as well. So the 10th thing I want to talk about that no one told me about postpartum is tiredness. You're so tired afterwards, you've just given birth. Even just doing your regular things are just draining, and breastfeeding takes a lot out of you as well, because that's all your nutrients. Like I said, 90% of your breast milk is water. That's all going to your baby. So physically, you're so tired, and it's absolutely normal. You're gonna be tired, and you're gonna be tired for probably a few months. And like, now is 9 months. I'm tired, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, but it's so much easier. The first 3 months, 4 months are always the hardest. It gets better as well. Your body heals, you get back to normal, you feel yourself again. And it might take a good few months to feel yourself, but you will get there, I promise you. So I don't know if you can hear him in the background, he's woke up now. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this really did help in some way. I wanted just to, if you've had babies before, just to refresh your memories of what it's going to be like after having your baby. And if you're a first time mum, I just wanted to let you know this is what happens after having a baby. Be prepared for afterwards, because I feel like I said before, we're so prepared for the pregnancy, so prepared for the birth, but we just like skip, we don't even think about the part afterwards. But honestly, that is the most important part, is the part afterwards. It's the hardest part, it's the most amazing part, but it's the most overwhelming part. So yeah, so I feel like if I could give you some information to make you extra prepared for postpartum in some way, I hope this video has helped. And yeah, thank you so much. And like I said, this isn't a video I was going to do, but I was just thinking about it and I was like, gosh, I had actually forgot about that, so I'm so pleased I wrote it down and all the memories came back. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and leave any comments you have down below. And yeah, and I'll see you next time. Bye.